Hey watercolor wizards, Hajra here. Today I'm going to be reviewing a product that I was sent for free to review, and it's called the Portable Painter, and it's pocket size and ideal for travel, hands-free watercolor palette. So this is how it comes out of the box. It's a cute little nice size, a little bit larger than my cell phone, but my cell phone isn't the largest iPhone. It's something that you can actually put into a small purse or even a big pocket like for your jacket or something. Now it is bigger than my travel watercolor tins that I've used. But again, these are really small tins. The downside of this is that I have to squash in the brushes over like a piece of paper and then put the brushes on top of that. So the clip for this comes off. You just slide it off. You just slide it down one side. And I'm super weak, so don't base this off of me. The fact that I can get that off means it's probably pretty loose. These two things come off and they turn into water wells, so you can actually have a clean water well and a dirty water well, which is something that I think is really important, so you're not just mixing muddy water into your pans. These double as little legs for this, so if you want your palette higher up, and you can also rest it on your knee. And so I'm going to take those off and show you what's on the inside. It says Portable Painter on the top. The paints weren't in there. I added those paints myself. Also, there's a little side cubby here for your brush. Both sides can be open to lie completely flat. And there's large mixing well areas on this side and smaller and medium ones on this side. So there's plenty of space for you to mix neutral colors or secondary, tertiary colors. There's also a little bit of an angle to the way that the sides are set up, the sides of the well, so that it looks like you can actually pull more water down at the bottom of the well and have less at the top, which means you can actually put drier paint up here and wetter paint down there, which is nice too. And there are nice angle dividers in between these wells, so it doesn't look like you'll end up getting your paint mixed up too easily. I took my half pans out. This did come with half pans, so basically you can fill these half pans with paint and then put them in so that you can trade colors out. I didn't do that, I put mine straight in, but you can definitely do that. It's actually more convenient because you don't have to be stuck with these colors. So I think it's really nice actually as a set that it comes with all of these pans, because these half pans can be pretty darn expensive if you buy them on their own. So there's 12 little half pans to fit into each of the 12 wells. This brush is a nylon synthetic watercolor brush. It looks like it's about the size of a size 2 or so watercolor brush if you were going to be getting it in some kind of sable or silver black velvet size. But also there's a second, even smaller brush for fine detail work down in the side there. So, and you can turn it around and pop it back in, and now you have a double-ended brush. I think this is really cool. I'm going to do a demo with this. It's like your typical synthetic brush, which is that it doesn't hold as much water as a sable, and it's not as super soft as a sable or a squirrel, but it's a pretty soft watercolor brush. Pretty decent nylon watercolor brush. I also wanted to show my other travel watercolor brushes. They do not come with this set. This set comes with this dual tip brush, but I just wanted to share these brushes. And this one comes with my Sennelier Aqua Mini set, and I can actually pop that in there and have a third brush, and this will close just fine, and I can use it by itself. So this is a nice addition if you have a Sennelier Aqua Mini set, that you can add that brush, it'll fit in there. And also just for reference, I wanted to see what other brushes can fit in there that I have. So I've got this chopped down filbert brush, and it looks like it's a size 4 Robert Simmons synthetic watercolor brush. You can chop them down so that they fit in here, and that's a nice way to get brushes to go with you. Also, I have my Da Vinci Cosmo Top travel watercolor brushes that I've bought a while back, and these brushes are super nice. You can just pull them open and unscrew the bottom onto there, and then you have a longer brush to use. And I wanted to see if any of these brushes also fit into this watercolor set, and I have a size 1 and a size 3 and a 4. So the 1 fits just fine. You can go ahead and close that. Looks like it's just flat. And the size 3 looks like it also fits just fine. The size 4 Cosmo Top won't close. So the size 4 doesn't fit, but the size 3 and the size 1 Da Vinci for travel do fit. So of my travel watercolor brushes, all of them but the largest fit into this set, which is really nice because that means apart from using that dual tip brush, which I think is generous of the set to include. Some travel watercolor palettes don't even include a brush, so I think that's nice that it comes with that brush. But if you wanted to trade it out, it looks like a lot of travel watercolor brushes will fit into there. I think that pretty much covers it. How would I rate this size-wise? I think it's great. I think it's almost the same size when it's closed as this tin. It's not any wider, really, and it's almost the same size. It's just the teeniest bit longer, but it gives me more mixing space and a place to put brushes that's neat and not just sort of crammed in there diagonally over a piece of paper towel or something. And I also like the fact that for not that much more space, you can add your little things over it. So you don't have to take a separate bottle with you for water or anything. It's all right here. This is plastic, so I'd like to see upgrades after a few years where this is not made out of plastic, where this is made out of nice tin. But I think if they had like an enamel tin palette, like the ones that they sell for little watercolor cases where it's enameled so that it still gives you white, or just a plain tin, but either way, something that's not plastic. So where I put in this paint and just wet it a bit, it's already starting to stain the plastic, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't like plastic palettes, is because they stain. But I do understand this is supposed to be economical and durable, but I would like to see a tin version or an enamel tin version at some point in the future. This might actually be leak proof for the most part, because you have this closed and then you have this tuck over it, so as long as you put like a little paper towel or a piece of paper down on top of your paints before you close this up, and you really shouldn't be leaving anything here, because if you do, that's just silly. That's going to leak everywhere for any kind of palette. But if you put a piece of paper towel there, tuck this closed, and put this in here, I think this is probably pretty tight for any kind of leaky paint. You can't have like a slushy running around there, but it looks like it's going to be pretty watertight. So I was offered this for free by the creator of Portable Painter, and I have to say that I like it. I might actually end up using it for travel because I really like just how small it is and the fact that I can put my brush separately. The only real upgrade I would say is plastic to tin or enamel tin. But it's a really nice size, really nice efficient use of the space. I also think that it's a pretty good deal for if you buy it, because you get your 2 watercolor buckets, you've got your 12 half pans, you've got your empty paint areas that you can use even without the pans, and you've got a lot of mixing areas that open up to be flat and a place for your brush, and it comes with a dual tip brush. So I actually really like everything that came with it. I'm really happy that I got a chance to review this product, and I would happily recommend it to other people who are looking for a small watercolor palette, and hopefully I can do a little demo with it for you and test out the brush, and so we can also see how that goes. Okay, so you might have seen my Rabbit Century Easter piece, and since I didn't get to put in an Easter egg tree in there, I thought I'd get the last of my Easter projects out of my system and do an egg tree as my watercolor journal portable painter demo. So I have some light washes in already on my sketch, and I'm just going to continue from there. I'm using the small brush end of the dual tip brush from the portable painter set to apply the paint, and the large brush end for plain water washes and for blending out edges. The brush points very well, so I can use it later to refine outlines and edges, and it was firmer than sable or squirrel, as is expected of nylon hair, but still springy and on the soft side and very appropriate for watercolor. And if you know me, you know I often hold 2 brushes in one hand, one for paint and one for blending edges. And with this brush, I just had to hold one brush and flip it over, and so it was super convenient and easy, and now I wish they made more brushes with dual tips. I could really get used to this. So now I'm just comfortably continuing my wet and to wet glaze applications for the various Easter egg colors. Neatening edges will be done last, so right now some of the spreading paint will just make the eggs a bit ungainly in places. I also happen to just randomly find that one of my subscribers also posted an informative portable painter review on her YouTube channel, and she doesn't even know that I've seen it. So you can check out the link I'll paste in the description below if you want to see Ava's take on this product too. Now I'm adding a viney, twiny trunk, and then I'll start with a shadowy mossy green for in between the eggs and the tree. I've really enjoyed using the portable painter. The brush, the pans area, the mixing wells all felt super comfortable and convenient. And here's the finished egg tree with a second wet and to wet wash of the local colors over the eggs, the mossy green applied to the nooks and crannies between the eggs and the trunk, and the egg edges neatened up a little bit. So after trying it, I'll stick to what I was saying when I was unpacking this product. It's a great, well thought out option for travel watercolor painting or for compact painting at home. I'll sign off for now, and until next time, epic compact painting adventures.